Hi, my name is Jennifer Schultz, and I'm next on the Rec Tech podcast.
Okay, I'm here at the HR Summit of Bucks County in Philadelphia with Jennifer, as she said. Jennifer, how's the show going so far?
Show's going great.
Awesome. Well, thanks for inviting me to speak.
I really appreciate you coming.
Talked about content marketing for employers. So I wanted to ask you a few questions about your job board and your business overall.
Sure.
I think it's a great example of online recruiting in action and also offline recruiting. So let's talk about that a bit. How long has, first of all, Recruitment Queen been around?
We'll be 3 years old in January, so we're pretty excited about that, to reach that 3-year mark.
Awesome. And what's your background?
My background is actually recruitment advertising. I come from the newspaper industry, and was there way back when before there were even job boards created.
Yep.
As you heard my story earlier, and then we know TMP created Monster, and the rest is history, right? Because now we've got 70,000 plus job boards.
Yep.
And I always really wanted to continue my quest to help people, get hired and meet with local employers. So that's kind of how the company was birthed, I'll say.
Okay, so that's the why. How big is the site overall? What's your monthly traffic like?
Our monthly traffic is about 11,000 unique visitors per month.
Yep.
And, we're really growing a lot because the more jobs that we have locally, more people are coming to the site, because it's very easy to use also.
Yep.
We use some really great job board software, and makes it very easy to use. And
what software do you use?
We are using jobboard.io.
All right. Christian will like that.
Yes. Great example, of how simple job boards can be, but how powerful they can be at the same time. And certainly, we're getting some traffic from some other resources as well. What we did was we partnered with a local newspaper to become their job board because they didn't have one.
Okay.
And then also another digital newspaper, which is called Levittown Now. They didn't have a job board, so now we're their job board. So every job runs on our site as well as their sites.
Oh, that's a pretty good strategy.
Yeah, and then also a local veterans resource called Salute to Service. We have our jobs on their site. So, jobs that come through them, they're able to get some benefit from. And, additionally, of course, we're cross-posting to some other sites as well, just to make sure that we're really reaching candidates wherever they're looking.
Sure. Awesome. And it's recruitmentqueen.com, by the way, and it focuses on Bucks County, Philadelphia area.
Yes.
Okay. This is your third event?
This is the third HR Summit.
Okay.
We're looking to make it, bigger every year and have, more programs. And, the goal was to make sure that, again, it was a hyper-local event. We're in Bucks County, but a lot of people don't like to go in the center city, Philadelphia.
Mm-hmm.
So, in addition, we wanted to make something that was, really affordable for, an HR person. Some of these other events can cost them anywhere from, $500 to $3,000 to attend. So we wanted to make it, economical for them to participate.
How do you think these events help your business overall?
I think, it really helps us to really show to the local employers that we're really about helping them in any way that we can. So it's not just about advertising and getting their advertising dollars to, use different resources that we have, but also saying, hey, we know that you're struggling. We know you have challenges. So here's some experts that we brought in to kind of help you with all of those challenges. So we're educating them at the same time. So it's really been a great brand builder. Every year we have new employers that come to the event that don't even use our job board. They've never even heard of us. They just want to come to the event. So it's great that way because we're introducing it kind of, in a soft way. It's not a hard sell to them.
Right.
Yeah.
Awesome. So on the back of your guide today, you have more than just a job board. You got a bunch of services here. And from a job board perspective, this is great to me because it shows what else a job board can do beyond just job listings. So talk about some of the products you have and that. So.
Sure. So the main thing, is, as I said, we're more than a job board because we're trying to offer as many resources as we can. So some things we're doing in-house and some things we've partnered with other companies to provide. So when it comes to, social media recruiting, we're doing all of that for the employer. So we're setting up the campaigns, we're monitoring the campaigns. If they also want to do Google AdWords, which, a lot of them are very unfamiliar with, we'll do those programs for them. If we actually...
We charge a
we charge
percentage
a
on top
fee.
of that?
Yeah. So, if they need to do any video on site, I have a videographer who will go and video, their company, show their brand, we try and help them build it out that way. If they need someone who will actually do the sourcing and the interviewing, we've partnered with another company that will actually do all of that for them, because sometimes they're a smaller employer and they don't have an HR department. They don't really know what to do with that, So we try and, make sure that we offer that to them as much as possible. And then also for job seekers, we offer career coaching, how do you build out a LinkedIn profile? Let's do some mock interviews. So there's a lot of resources that we do that way as well. But what I can say, we just recently partnered with Top Resume, because I really kind of wanted to get out of the resume writing business.
Yeah, it's
because it's you have to charge a decent amount in order to write the resume. It's very time consuming, but also I really didn't want to be in that business. I want to provide the solution. So now they're going to kind of be that resume writer. So we know they've got thousands of writers available to them. And I'm a pretty good writer, but I wouldn't say I'm like the absolute best. There isn't enough time in the best. So, then of course we do email campaigns, and those are out to our registered job seekers. We will also send out email.
What do you charge something like that?
We charge about $250, to send out an e-blast. It's exclusive to that employer.
Right.
Knowing that they're looking at, what's the cost per person that I'm reaching. So right now our job board is about 3.2 thousand job seekers that we have.
300.
Yeah, and they're active. So that's the difference. Is this isn't like an old database,
right.
Where in Monster and Career Builder, my resume is still on Monster. Because if I don't go remove it, Monster will, every once in a while send things to you. But, we're trying to keep them as clean and as active as we can. So every job fair that we host, we're collecting those resumes. I can say also there's a new resource that we found, a company that actually scans in all the resumes and actually put them right into JobBoard.io for us, which was an immense help to us.
Oh, who's that?
I knew you were going to ask me that. I'll have to get back to you with their name.
Yeah,
because I can't think of what their name is off the top of my head. But it's great. It's certainly worth the dollars to spend. That they're done it in 48 hours and it's uploaded to the site as well. Okay. So,
out of all these different services you have, what's the fastest growing beyond just the job postings?
Job fairs. We've been doing those every year. I would say beyond that is email blasts, because the bigger our database gets, the better we're getting at sending out emails.
Yep.
And as I said, creating partnerships with other companies, because we're selling into print media. So we're actually, doing the reverse publishing. So where normally newspapers sell online, we're doing it the opposite. And we're selling on some other partners. So that's another way that we're making, good revenue.
Mm-hmm. Okay. And the biggest source, is that still job postings, or?
No, actually the job fairs.
Oh, the job fairs. Oh, very good. There you go. Start a job fair.
Mm-hmm. All right, and all of our job fairs, what we do is, we package everything. So when they're signing up, they're getting the event that day, plus they're already getting job postings, they're getting a print ad, they're getting everything already. So there's, not a lot of selection that they need to do.
How many fairs will you do each year?
We usually do 3.
3?
Yeah. The first 2 years I did 5, and that was too many.
Okay, 3, okay. And last question, what advice would you have for others looking to start their own recruiting site, whether it's local or whatever?
I would say to understand that you have to build both the job seeker database and employer pool at the same time. Sometimes you think, I'm just going to do one or the other. And it's a vicious cycle. You really need both of them at the same time. Job seekers aren't going to come back to a site that has no jobs on it. Yeah. And employers aren't going to post if there's no active job seekers. So I would just say to know that that's going to be a challenge right off the bat.
When you launched your site first, what did you do? What's the first thing you did? Did you get the jobs first, or?
Did both.
Gotcha.
Right away, right from the beginning. And I was very lucky because I knew so many people already in the industry from having worked, in my previous role. So people just, again, talking about personal branding, they just knew who I was. So they're like, Jennifer, we're going to give it a try. And of course, I'm crossing my fingers saying, is this going to work?
Yeah.
And I can say also, too, that I don't know how everyone else is doing it, but if a job doesn't perform well, I rerun it at no charge. That's unlike some other companies. They won't do that because I don't want them to get bad results.
Yeah.
And guess what? If they get bad results, they're not coming back.
Yeah.
And even if they get bad results a second time, they'll at least understand I tried.
Yeah.
That you put that effort there, that it wasn't kind of like post and pray. Everything's post and pray today, so I try not to do that.
Awesome. Well, Jennifer Schultz from Recruitment Queen, thank you very much.
Thank you, Chris. I appreciate the interview.
All right. That's great.
Hopefully it will sound good.